U.S. courts renews arrest warrant for Airpeace CEO Allen Onyema. And now to the news info. A United States court has reissued an order for the arrest of Allen Onyema, the founder and CEO of Airpeace Limited, over a $20 million bank fraud case that has been pending against him for 5 years. The Federal District Court for Northern Georgia, Atlanta, renewed the arrest warrant on 9 October, following the addition of more charges to the case against Mr. Onyema and his co-defendant, Ejirogene Egaga, the airline's chief of administration and finance. U.S. authorities filed a superseding indictment on 8 October alleging new counts of obstruction of justice and conspiracy to obstruct justice. The 2 counts added to the pre-existing 36 counts of conspiracy, money laundering, bank fraud, credit application fraud, and identity theft. The superseding indictment brought the counts to 38. On the day the superseding indictment was filed, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christopher Huber filed for a new arrest warrant after the first one issued against Mr. Onyema in 2019. On the following day, 9 October, a deputy clerk of the court signed and delivered a new arrest warrant to the U.S. Marshal, the American body that carries out the arrest of fugitives. It will be recalled that preparatory to the filing of the charges in 2019, Russell Vineyard, a magistrate at the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, issued a corresponding warrant for the arrest for Mrs. Onyema and Egaga in Canada. American prosecutors have sought the warrant to enable Canadian law enforcement authorities to take the suspects into custody if cited in their jurisdiction. In another arrest warrant issued on 19 November 2019, Justice Anand, an American magistrate of the same court, ordered the U.S. Marshal Service to take them into custody. In the charges pending since 2019, the U.S. authorities accused Mr. Onyema of moving suspicious funds from Nigeria to American bank accounts between 2017 and 2018, with the funds allegedly disguised as being meant to be used to purchase aircraft. Mr. Onyema and his co-defendants, Mr. Egaga, allegedly organized the fraud by applying for export letters of credit for the transfer of funds from a Nigerian bank account to the bank account of Mr. Onyema's Atlanta, Georgia-based firm, Springfield Aviation LLC, between 2016 and 2017. See, in this country, nobody's hand is clean. All these rich people, most of them got their money through bad means. And look at this man now. See all the counts that is against him. At least they can't be lying against him. Now, this is not Nigeria. It is US. If it was Nigeria now, they might say, okay, they are trying to sabotage him or anything. But this is in USA. And he has all these counts against him. Over 38. It is well. The defendant, according to the U.S. prosecutor, applied for the funds, purportedly for the purchase of aircraft by Airpeace from Springfield Aviation. Both Airpeace, a major Nigerian commercial airline, and the U.S.-based Springfield Aviation are owned by Mr. Onyema. Prosecutors also said the aircraft referenced in each of the export letters of credit sent to the American banks was never owned or sold by Springfield Aviation. They said the defendants made false statements and reports and willfully overvalued property to influence the actions of the American banks. Mr. Egaga was said to have sent the false documents, including fabricated purchase agreements, bills of sale, and valuation documents to Ebony Mayfield to sign and submit to the respective banks in support of the letter of credit. Mr. Onyema had engaged Ms. Mayfield, who was at various times a bartender, restaurant waitress, and nightclub dancer in 2016, to act as a manager of Springfield Aviation and enter into contracts of the firm's behalf. All these things cannot be a lie against him. He can't. If they are saying that US are trying to sabotage him because he reduced flight ticket or whatever, this cannot be a lie. All these things, they will now accuse him of all these things. Prosecutor says she had no connection to the aviation business outside of her role with Springfield Aviation and had no education, training, or licensing in the review and valuation of aircraft, including aircraft components. In October 2022, the U.S. District Court sentenced Ms. Mayfield to 3 years probation for her roles in helping to facilitate the alleged fraud. Prosecutors continue to allege that Mr. Onyema founded and used Springfield Aviation to facilitate large transfers of funds from his Nigerian bank accounts to the United States. Mr. Onyema allegedly moved about $15 million from Springfield Aviation account with a Wells Fargo bank branch in Atlanta, Georgia, to his personal savings account with the same bank in 27 transactions in 2017. Each of the 27 transactions stands alone as a charge of money laundering. In May 2019, upon discovery that he was under investigation in the Northern District of Georgia for bank fraud, Oyema and Negega allegedly directed the Springfield aviation manager, Ms. Millfield, to sign a key business contract but also specifically told her not to date the document. In October 2019, Oyema allegedly caused his attorney to present that same contract, now falsely dated as being signed on May 5, 2016, prior to the bank fraud that began in 2016, to the government in an effort to stop the investigation and unfreeze his bank account. The submission of the alleged false documents forms the basis for the new count of obstruction of justice and one count of conspiracy to obstruct justice in the superseding charges. All these allegations are way too much. If he didn't do it, he should come outside and say he did not do it, because if he keeps quiet, then he actually did it. All these counts against him is too much. The US government added 2 counts to the charges in a superseding indictment last month. Announcing the superseding indictment in a statement, the U.S. Attorney Office, Northern District of Georgia, accused Mr. Oyema and his co-defendants of obstruction of justice for submitting false documents to the government in an effort to end an investigation of him that resulted in earlier charges of bank fraud and money laundering. The thing here is Nigeria, where you can buy the judges, you can do anything that you like. You can get away with doing something bad. It is not, It is not. Those ones, their laws work over there. Prosecutor said Oyema submitted false documents to U.S. authorities in 2019 in an effort to stop the investigation and unfreeze his bank account regarding the alleged $20 million bank fraud. Mr. Egaga, the airline's chief of administration and finance, accused of participating in the alleged obstruction scheme as well as in the earlier bank fraud counts, is Mr. Oyema's co-defendant in the case. It is where all these people in our country says the airline argued that Mr. Oyema and his legal team have consistently cooperated with authorities throughout the legal process, and that Air Peace continues to operate without disruption, upholding its commitment to delivering top-notch services to its valued customers. We want to reassure the public that these legal proceedings will not impact the safety, reliability, or day-to-day operations of Air Peace. The dedication and focus of our staff remains steadfast as we continue to provide you with the best aviation experience in Nigeria and beyond, the airline said. But all this accusation against him cannot be true, cannot be all false. Osunba says you are going down so like a queer marauder, you better start hiding in bushes. But the same USA called the president of Nigeria to release the Binance man who dragged Nigeria economy into mess immediately, and the president adhered to their call. But this news says that the whole money belongs to Air Peace, meaning that it is Allen Oyema's money. Probably USA wants to confiscate the money mentioned. It is very low because all these things, all these counts against him, all of them cannot be a lie. At least some of them will be true, if not all. Abi, my listeners, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.